Hi everyone, I'm here working on my Oreo cookie painting and giving you an updated quick video on this. So as you can see, I've recreated the cookie layout. Before, what I did was I got into these details too early, so I had to start over again. So now, as you can see, I've laid down the body of the cookie, the color. I went with a dark purple. I've laid down the patterns of that cookie. I'm adding some color to that now, getting the shadow effect, the light effect. I don't know if you could see that, looking at the cookie. And you can see the cream is represented here by the thick titanium white. And so right now what I'm going through is I'm adding some highlights to these patterns so that you can see them. I'm using a detail brush here, a round 5/0. It's actually angled. And so this is where I'm at now. So feel free to hang out and watch me do this. This is a gray. I'm adding a little bit of a gray. You don't want I added titanium white bits, but you don't want to make that all white, you know. You want to give it a little gray to represent the cast shadows. Gotta work on these spikies. Not sure what you would call these teeth or edges around the rim of the cookie. You could see the patterns, these lines on the outside. And what I'm trying to convey here is how thick to paint this. I'm trying to make it thick to represent that. You see how thick that cream is, you know? That's the part that everyone typically likes to enjoy. So anyways, there you go, adding these teeth. And you know, you can make these a different tone, different value, different color. You don't have to make it exactly burnt umber brown chocolate color, because when you look at the cookie under the light or anything, the pattern is a different color. I even thought about using a green. What would happen? See how, I'll show you what it looks like if you just said, oh, I'm gonna make it brown, like the color of what. See, there's something very, very dull about doing that. Like if you were doing a coloring preschool exercise where your teacher says paint the cookie brown, that's what that looks like to me. No, not gonna do that. Because first of all, we're not in preschool anymore. We're in the real world, and we can do what we want. While I do this, I'm actually looking at the cookie. You know, I'm calling this the underlayment of the cookie edge. You know, I may come back to it and give it different color, because when you paint, you're not drawing. The painting is, I heard someone once say, the painting is just a representation of what you are doing. It's not the real object. So keep that in mind. Because these days, if you wanted to get an exact, the way I feel, if you wanted to get an exact copy or look of whatever it is you're trying to achieve, why bother painting? Just take a camera, take a picture, and call it a day. But if you're painting things the way you see them. And we're all different. If everybody saw everything the same way, it would be a pretty boring world, wouldn't it? I'm touching the top of the canvas with my pinky to hold my hand steady. This canvas is 12 by 12 inches. Let me try this blue, see how that looks. I think that looks good. It mix a little blue with gray, make it bluish gray. Okay, I'll post another update video later on. Don't want to make this too long. Have a good night. Please hit the thumbs up and subscribe.